Castaway in the Valley of Los Angeles, 42 miles northwest of Disneyland, sits a tiki bar with a 78-drink challenge called the Grog Log. Drink all 78 drinks within 1 year, and you get a plaque with your name on the wall. Let's join two thirsty friends for a little My Time as they embark on a drunken journey through the log and talk about dumb shit like theme parks, drinking, and drinking at theme parks.
Welcome to My Grime, a podcast where we're drinking a lot of... Oh, got it. Somebody walked by and I just immediately got a little bit embarrassed. Welcome. Hello. Hi.
How are you? Good to see you. Hello.
Welcome to... Oh, my God. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this. A podcast? No, a podcast where we're drinking a lot of tiki drinks and talking about spooks and haunts and theme parks and tiki drinks. And oh, this is awful. I immediately am in my head.
This is grave
Yeah.
and gory.
Grave and gory. We sound like Grover. No, women. And now it's Yoda. Well, Frank Oz.
Oh.
Here's our guest, Frank Oz.
Tiki drink, do you?
Please
leave all this in.
Yes, it all stays in. I don't want to do any more editing anymore. Welcome.
It's Corey and Dave.
Yes.
Okay.
welcome to My Time. We are back at the Tonga Hut. We are getting ready to drink. It's our job. It's what we signed up for.
Sometimes it's a hard job, guys.
Yeah. So we're about to have our 57th drink. 57 of 78. We're getting there. 57 of 78. That's Heinz.
Respectable.
That's Heinz territory. Heinz 57.
Heinz 57, this is the drink.
Don't they talk about that in that's in Cheeseburger in Paradise also?
Oh, maybe.
He says
Heinz 57?
Yeah, he specifically calls it Heinz 57. Anyway, that's my little Jimmy Buffett trivia fact of the day. Hey, if you like Jimmy Buffett and know little trivia facts, come up to us and say Heinz 57 and we'll give you a sticker.
Or a koozie.
Yeah, we're getting ready to drink. We got a Castaway. It's a foamy guy.
It's a foamy guy. It's a dark tiki crayon color. Collins glass.
It's got a big old pineapple. It's foamy like a rabid werewolf.
God, I hate us.
Yeah.
It has a maraschino cherry.
Yeah.
The token paper straw that disintegrates.
Okay, and we're gonna drink it. The drink's awake, so we're awake.
Oh dear. No.
Yep. Oh. Okay. It's okay. Wait a minute. It just tastes like pineapple juice to me.
It's so sweet.
It's pineapple juice and booze. I don't know. It doesn't taste like...
It feels like it's going to give me a tum-tum ache.
I'm going to take another sip before I look at what's in it.
I definitely don't like it.
Oh, it's definitely not good.
No. This is like a 1.75 for me off the bat.
Oh, no, it's not that low. I'd put this in...
I wouldn't drink it again.
I'm a point higher than you. 2.75 for
okay.
me. Maybe two and a half.
I really don't like this.
Here's what's in it. Here's what you don't like. You don't like pineapple, Kahlua, and gold Jamaican rum. That's it.
That's all that's in this?
3 easy flavors.
It just tastes very sweet.
It's a pineapple juice. The pineapple juice is just very sweet.
Yeah, it's very... I think it's a lot of pineapple juice.
This is based on the Jamaican dust from Dorian's Red Hand restaurant in New York City. Okay. Don't know what year it's from. You can just DM Beach Bum and ask him.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll love that.
Anyway, so yeah, it's not great. Look, I'm a little tired.
We're both a little tired.
I'm a little tired. We've been burning the
candle at both, the spooky candelabra at both ends here.
Yeah, Corey surprised me with Knott's Scary Farm.
Yep, we went on Sunday. We're recording this the Tuesday after it.
Yeah, we did Knott's Scary Farm. We've done it.
Did it.
Okay, I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to get it out of the way. Everybody's wondering, were any pants pooped?
Nope, no pants were pooped.
No pants were pooped. Although it smelled like it.
Smelled like poop some places, yep.
Yeah, Buena Park.
Stinky.
Not the surrounding area. Not
stinky.
has a little bit of a problem. They didn't have smells.
Oh my God, let's start from the top.
Yeah, they did not. They don't pump smells in their houses. necessarily.
But the areas.
But the area around it, God, it stinks sometimes.
Okay, there's like a very small like City Walk downtown Disney area in front of Knott's, okay, where the original like chicken restaurant was that Mrs. Knott's owned.
Oh man, everything smells like fried chicken.
That's the better smell though.
The biggest shock of the night is that I made it out of Anaheim without
not have
eating
the fried chicken. I'm honestly kind of surprised by that. We have to go back for the daytime visit and we'll get it then.
Yeah.
So there's like a little area of like downtown Knott's right in front, okay, after you park. And there's the chicken restaurant. There's a couple stores. There's like a peanut store. There's like a General Knott store. There's like a General California store. And my little face turned to the right, and I said, "Is that a TGI Fridays?"
You know what? Here's the thing about it though. It's a Wayne and Garth pipe dream. Not.
Sorry, I just took a drink.
Yeah,
and I don't like it. So anyway, we saw this TGI Fridays, and I said, "Well, we got to go there."
Yeah.
Because we got there a little early because we wanted to line up to do the opening ceremonies because I've heard it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we go over, we gallivant across the street over to TGI Fridays.
Right.
And we immediately upon walking in, I turned to Dave and I said, "Does it smell weird in here?"
That restaurant smelled like shit.
It smelled like rotten eggs a little bit
They
when
had
you
a
first walked in.
problem.
Little sewage problem. And then we sat down at the bar and the smell got kind of worse, to be honest.
Yeah, so we just got a little drunk, so we ignored
had two Modelo's, the official beer of
our Halloween season.
Correct. And then we shared some mozzarella sticks, which were honestly quite good.
Those were...
I was concerned we were going to get food poisoning based on the smell, but you assured me that because they were so fried, we'd probably be safe.
I think it's safe. Look, John Taffer of Bar Rescue has said things that like a pizza is a good thing to if you're scared of getting food poisoning
because it's cooked at such a high temperature.
So that's kind of like I felt like the fryer, at least we knew it was going to temp.
But they were good mozzarella sticks.
Damn, they were great mozzarella sticks.
We're finishing up our sticks, finishing up our beers. I say, I got to take a little pee-pee.
Yep.
I come back out and I immediately say to Dave, "Well, I know where the smell is coming from."
Yeah, it was not right.
There was clearly a sewage issue going on with the plumbing. It was...
But I don't even think it's TGI Fridays. I think it's just Buena Park.
Or like Knott's Plumbing or something.
Yeah,
like
plumbing.
It was brutal, though. Do you have anything else to say about TGI Fridays?
TGI Fridays?
I hadn't been to a Fridays in, over a decade, I bet you.
The staff was also very funny.
Staff was very funny. I kind of want a reality show to be based in that TGI Fridays because there was just a lot happening.
The bartender was pouring a beer and just left the tap running on the draft.
And it splashed both of us.
Just because she's like, I
don't know what to do with this.
Maybe it'll turn itself off, which is very funny. Anyway, but yeah, that's not why we went.
But it was amusing.
But yeah, it was totally fun. And then we skipped over to Knott's, and then we
waited for just a couple minutes outside the gates.
Let us in.
In pretty quickly. Yeah. And then they just kind of funneled you into the area ahead of Ghost Town, if you're familiar with Knott's at all.
Right.
And then we waited. And at first we were like, "Oh, they're definitely going to do it at 6:30." Nothing happened.
No.
Then we were like, "Oh, they're definitely going to do it at 6:45." Nothing happened.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Okay, they're definitely doing it at 7 when it actually opens."
Waited till 7 p.m.
And then they did it.
Open ceremonies. Got to see a witch.
Sarah Marshall.
Sarah Marshall. Not from Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
No. Different Sarah Marshall. If Kristen Bell would have been up there, would you have laughed?
Yeah, it was just Jason Segel swinging his dick and
with his vampire
puppets.
Actually, I kind of like that movie, to be honest.
The movie's great.
But she's essentially supposed to be like the origin character of Not Scary Farm. She was a witch that was tried.
Yikes, this drink.
I hate it. I hate it.
I just got a shiver.
She's the star of one of the mazes.
So she came out, then it was just mayhem.
A lot of fog.
We didn't have our Fast Pass bracelet. We didn't know we needed a Fast Pass bracelet.
I'll be honest. Operations there. Every other team member we met after that was very nice. No one was unnice.
We're just going to preface this by saying it's not the team members' fault. No. Everybody was nice. Everybody was lovely, but nobody knew what to do.
That included Fast Pass or Fast Track, whatever they call it, and a meal. The meal was an easy part of this.
Yes.
They just scanned our pass. But when we came into the park, why didn't they tell us you need to go to one of these places to get a wristband to use your fast
And
track?
nobody even knew where to go to
No.
get that.
So we walked all the way towards the back to like kind of do our HHN thing where we go down first and then work our way around
Right.
essentially. And we go to get in, we show the pass, and she's like, "Oh, I can't let you in. You don't have a wristband." And we were like, "I'm sorry, what's that now?"
Yeah.
And she first told us we had to go to the guest services in like the end of Ghost Town, and the line was
Guest services
hundreds of people
was
deep
longer than any line I saw
all night. So then I like grabbed somebody else after we like realized it was such a cluster, and she was like, "Oh, you can also go to the general store like around here." And we went around there, figured it out finally after we were scared by like 6 sliders.
Oh, okay. We should talk about the scare zones. Everywhere you go, you have to walk through scare zones.
You can't avoid them here.
Honestly, the entire place is like one. Like they say, how many scare zones are there? 5 scare.
5 or
There's like
6,
5
yeah.
official scare zones. But I'll be honest, like they don't end. Like they're
They
just
all
like
kind of loop together,
and
yeah.
they're endless. They are relentless. They are amazing. I will say
Yeah.
that I absolutely 10 out of 10.
And I would say, if nothing else, that's the reason to go to Knott's.
100%. I want to go again because of the
Just
scare
to
zones.
stay in the scare zones.
They
yeah.
were so much fun.
Yeah.
They were so scary. They
Yeah.
were so interactive. The scare actors talk to you.
Yeah, there's no triggers,
They-
or very little triggers even in the houses, but no triggers in the scare zones, really.
No.
They just talk to you,
They just talk to you. They have
which is very unnerving at times.
There's not a chainsaw in sight. They
No.
don't just run up to
They
you
don't
with
go
the
for the cheap scares.
I know. You know what? Like we used to say at Horror Nights, I loved that hit of chainsaw smell.
I
but
do love that
I
smell.
do still love it. But that it's overdone. Everybody's relying
cheap
on
trick.
the chainsaw. They have so many ways to scare you in these scare zones. They have sliders. These guys have metal
knee
knee
pads
pads,
and like
wrist guards,
and
and
like
fingertips.
fingers. Yeah.
And they just run, sprint, full steam ahead, and slide on the concrete
At you.
and
somehow
sparks
stop
fly.
within inches or an inch of you, and then are like growling at you or saying something scary. I don't understand how they can get so close and yet stop. They're on their toes of their boots too,
Yes,
and like not hit you. It's so effective. I mean, Dave and I multiple times like tiptoed away, like screaming "no, no, no, no"
It
or
is
whatever.
so-
My classic Horror Nights phrase: "No, no, no, no."
so startling and so scary.
startling.
There's like guys walking around with like these jugs that
Yeah.
also like make these loud noises that scream at you.
There's
or something.
some that are like basically like a penny can. You described it as when you were training your dog and you like wanted
Right.
her to not do something and you would shake the penny can at her.
shake the pennies.
Some of them sound like that, but some of them are like this like high pitched. It's some sort of like air pipe in there that makes like a very
A scream. It
scream
howls.
sounding, and it is very disarming.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah, scare zones 10
But
out of
there's
10.
like guys dressed up like old Western guy that is also for some reason a fly.
Oh yeah, that was weird. The fly
There's-
person was weird.
And you're walking by and you're like, oh my God, you're going to make me drop my drink. And then instead of somebody just grunting at you and going, you'll go like, I don't have any of my elixir.
Yeah,
Or something
they're
like that.
like-
You're like, give me your drink. I
they-
want your drink. Or something like
And
it's
they also like, I feel like Horror Nights has a hard and fast rule of they won't come into like shops or like food areas. That doesn't really exist at Knott's.
Yeah.
They wait for you at the exit of places.
And we saw so many people just like talking to them and
Yeah.
like having like these whole interactive segments.
And we had
We
some.
did one too.
Yeah.
We did one outside of like there was a
The Roaring
there-
20 scare zone.
yeah, there was a guy who just looked like a zombie who was doing 3-card Monty, and we
Yeah.
walked up to him and he did that, and then he told us a little bit of intel on to go somewhere that
Didn't really pan
may or
out,
may
but was
not-
still
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Like, but it was like still fun, and then he had another zombie
Who
like
came up and took us to
took
a
us
different area.
somewhere. Yeah,
Like
that
literally led us to a different area to
was-
like go do something, which was cool.
was so cool. The scare zones, honestly. I could go and just hang
the
out at the
scare
scare zones and be so content. I wouldn't even have to do a house.
No,
Um,
I far preferred the scare zones
This-
there, to be honest.
Yeah, the scare zones there, I think, are the best anywhere we've been. Horror Nights,
It-
Orlando, Horror Nights, Hollywood, anywhere.
It
They're the
reminds
best.
me of like 2019 teen scare zones on both coasts and Horror Nights were like one of my favorite years. It reminds me of that. They're so
Interesting.
interactive, so in your face. It hasn't just been like that for a while. Yeah.
No, I will say this. I don't know if you, but their scare actors were not all 20 something.
No.
Like people, like it was a lot of
No.
variety of like people.
They had like
and
60-year-old people. Like, yeah, definitely.
like older scare actors. And then also special needs scare actor.
Which was really cool.
Like in the clown scare zone, there was
a differently abled person as in a wheelchair. That was really amazing.
Yeah, like
it was just
barking
cool.
stuff out on a megaphone.
Yeah.
Like really cool, really funny.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just like really cool to see. But also like in a world where like Universal is limiting actors by putting them in crow costumes and like, which I'm not a knock on the crows. Like
no, but they give them more strict parameters where I feel like Knott's in the houses and in the scare zones, they have a more open-ended.
Right. Honestly, like I think about my all-time favorite scare actor in a scare zone is the Stabby Ballerina.
Yeah, Stabby Ballerina.
I love her. I love Stabby
but she
Ballerina.
Doesn't say anything.
But like she doesn't say anything, and I think like, oh, it would be fun if they let her talk.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
scare zones were fantastic.
Scare zones, 10 out of 10. So much fun. Worth the price of admission.
Totally.
What do you think about the houses overall?
Okay, I'm going to say them all really quickly, and so just so people know what we're talking about.
Yeah, there's
quite a few. So new for this year was Widows.
We'll just sum it up. Widows was like a
old folks' home possessed by spiders.
Right, like Widows, like as in like a
Black Widow spider.
Black Widow spider.
Also like widow. You lost your husband or whatever. Yeah. Also new this year was 8 Fingers 9, which was like a loose interpretation of the boogeyman.
Right.
Chilling Chambers was new last year, which was honoring the 50th anniversary of Not Scary Farm. So that was the one that incorporated a bunch of different rooms from different houses over the years. Right. Cinema Slasher was also new last year, which was like a journey through a theater that paid homage to,
Yeah, you just go into movie trope. Like you're inside of a thriller, like Scream. You're inside of a slasher, camp slasher. You're inside like that, like inside of movie tropes.
Yep. Then we had Room 13, which was the one off of the 1920s scare zone, which was like a 1920s hotel. The Grimoire, I think this is the 3rd year this has been there because they did it before the 50th to kind of set up.
I like the word grimoire.
It's interesting. Yeah. So basically it's like a haunted book that once it's open, it transports you to another world of not good stuff.
Right.
Bloodline 1842, which I believe is also the 3rd year this has been around. It's like a steampunk neo-Victorian city with vampires.
Yep.
Origins, Curse of Calico. This is the Sarah Marshall house. This I did see in 2019. It kind of tells her story of being on trial for being a witch and how she possesses the town.
Yeah.
Waxworks, which I also saw in 2019, which is just like a messed up wax factory.
I forgot about Waxworks.
Mesmer, which is just like a messed up magician circus
like
situation.
A carnival magician.
Yeah, which I think is the 2nd or 3rd year for that one. I can't remember correctly. But yeah, that's it.
Okay. First of all, overall thoughts, besides just loving the scare zones, the bang for the buck, I think, is there.
Yeah.
Like I think it's a great event.
Yeah.
For what it is. I mean, we're always going to say, do we like it as much as Horror Nights?
That's what my gold standard is that I'm going to compare it to.
Yeah. I think we both walk away. I'll speak for myself. Do I like it as much as Horror Nights? Definitely not as much as Horror Nights Orlando.
Yeah.
Like, that's easy for me to say. Like, I don't like it more than Horror Nights Orlando.
We also need to keep in mind, we'll preface this, that we did almost all these houses twice.
Right.
And we haven't done almost...
I'm just going through, like, first run through. Like,
okay.
I'm just, like,
First impression.
Gotcha. First run through. Did I like it more than Horror Nights Hollywood this year? It's that's really...
It's a tight race.
It's really tight for me to say, like, Corey. Maybe this year. Maybe this year, I'm going to say, like, it's
close.
It's really close. And I never expected to be in that position to say that it was a tight race. Look, we're going to do like an ultimate.
Whatever haunts we finish on doing this season, I think we're going to do a mega list of everything we've done.
Yes.
And like rank all of the houses.
Yes, and
it's going to be like a really long episode probably.
Yeah, we'll plow through it, but there are definite houses that are rank higher than Horror Nights houses.
But there are run-throughs that rank higher. Not necessarily. I don't know. This is tough. See, it's so what's the right word? It's so
they're definite for me. 100%. I can emphatically tell you right now, without a doubt in my head, that there are houses that rank higher from Knott's than Hollywood.
As far as our run through. Yeah.
And Orlando.
Okay. And Orlando. Oh, well, that's true. That one we both really like. That is definitely better.
There are a couple that I thought, like, look, I mean, I'm not going to tip my hand, but
let's start back at the top. Widows. How did you feel about Widows?
Widows was fine. Like,
it was fine. I was worried about it because I don't like creepy crawlies.
Rather than going down, like, what was your impression of the houses in general? Just like, I was really impressed. I was impressed by the look of for me.
Because I had done it one other time, so I knew what to expect as far as the optics and what it looked like. I do think they do a fantastic job.
Yeah.
It's a different event than Horror Nights.
They looked nice.
Yes.
Like they were very
It doesn't look cheap. It doesn't look
cheap. Like I think that there's like, you feel like you're going to step outside of Horror Nights and you're going to see like a lesser than.
Sure.
And that was not the case.
No, especially compared to Hollywood. Definitely not the case. I am stuck on the fact that we had, I think, more bad run-throughs at Knott's than we had on either coast.
Right.
Here's the thing I appreciate about Knott's. All the houses are considerably longer.
Yeah.
But the negative to that is I think they have a staffing issue.
Right.
On having enough actors to fill the houses.
There are definitely, you feel it quite a bit that they're missing actors.
There's holes, yeah.
There's quite a bit of that.
I would say another positive is it's not so much a conga line there.
Right.
They pulse things much better. Even when we scanned in at a few houses with our fast track, they said, do you want to wait a minute and we'll send you in by yourselves? Like that happened more than once.
Yeah, they were like, just jump in whenever you want to go.
Yeah, we'll just hold the line for you, essentially.
Which was awesome.
Which is cool. They had some fantastic effects, some fantastic animatronics.
My impression is that they don't put as much thought into the scares. Like, we saw things like, oh, this is called a boo hole with several different triggers. And this one is like behind a mirror to hide the actor. Like, it didn't seem like that. This just seemed like we're just going to throw an actor here and he or she will scare you.
And maybe follow you for a little bit.
Yes.
And it's, in that sense, it seems more like, I hate to use this term, but more of like a mom and pop, like haunt. Where Horror Nights has literally like figured out the specifics to like keep people moving.
That said, they had impressive scares that don't exist at Horror Nights Hollywood.
Yep.
They had people hanging from tracks that were like gliding all around the
in a very
room.
Different, they have had that at Horror Nights in the past, but
in Hollywood, because you've always.
I assume you're talking about the Calico Maze.
Yeah, just like
they did that in Bride in Orlando.
Okay.
And they did it in Scary Tales in Orlando like a couple years before that. But it's not as common.
Right.
Like we saw multiple houses with actors hanging.
Yeah, or they had
I'd say more there were more stunts in more houses in Knott's than there are in either coast.
People like jumping down on bungees that like jumped at you and then get sprung back up. Like so cool. Like really.
There was we won't give too many spoilers, but there is a house where there's actors on both sides of you that are on tracks above you that kind of swing at each other above your head.
Yeah,
which was really cool.
It's really cool. And I'll tell you, more than anything, it makes you feel like the house is more immersive and huge.
It
and
makes
giant.
it feel big.
It makes it feel big. And I'm like, Universal, you've got literal sound stages.
Hollywood in particular.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess that's also a hindrance. Sometimes filling a bigger space is harder than filling a smaller space. You can create a track. Like they're not going to create a track from the top of a fucking sound stage. But that said, those mazes felt giant compared to
They're
Hollywood.
very long. I think the average Horror Nights house is between 10 and 12 rooms, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly. Most of these were, I don't know off the top of my head, but they felt like 16 to 20 rooms.
There was in like that hotel one in particular.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that was great. It ended,
just
and then
kept
we were like,
going,
whoa, we're now in the boiler
And
room. or
Grimoire
something.
is also quite long, I thought.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed by how long they were, and like some of those series. I will say this: I'm not going to go into like full rankings, but 1892 is that what it was called?
1842.
1840,
Which
whatever.
everyone says is bad because it used to be different years ago. You used to like walk in, there's a pre-show, you would get like some sort of blaster and you were supposed to like try to get the vampires throughout the house.
Yeah.
That went away a year or two ago and everyone like has knocked on it since then and said it's like the worst house they have.
I don't know if
that was maybe the best run through I've ever had of a horror house in my life.
Yeah, I
was
don't know if we just
amazing.
lucked out. I don't know what it was, but everything was firing. The scare actors, Corey took a picture of one of the scare actors in there and
Giving me a vibe.
Or they just gave such like a wonderful pose and just were like awesome, and they were just like really great in there. But then that house scared the shit out of me.
It had
several
a
times.
bunch of stunts in it.
Bunch of stunts. Like
I think that house had like we saw every single aerial in there, and there was like 6 different versions of it.
It maybe gave me the biggest startle scare of the entire haunt season.
Yeah,
I'll say this: that one's up there
as one of my favorites.
As one of my favorites of the season.
We had a fantastic run through.
So yeah, there are like houses that I didn't love there for sure, but like even those, I like.
It's still the theming
are
still great, and it's still fun. I had a fantastic time. Like
yeah, I loved it. I mean, there are direct competitors like Slaughter Cinema in Orlando directly is competing against Cinema Slasher at Knott's.
It wasn't a comparison. And I love Slaughter Cinema in Orlando. I love the first iteration. I did still really like this iteration, but Cinema Slasher at Knott's was on point.
I thought it was great. I thought thought it was everything that I had hoped Slaughter Cinema was gonna be. Like, first of all, they start you off in the movie theater, which I thought was really cool, and the soundscape was awesome.
It was
they
great.
had the like, let's all go to the lobby. But it was like creepy.
Yeah.
And then you walk through the movie theater and into the screen. And
which you do multiple times as the transition room, and it keeps getting creepier and creepier as you go.
Cool.
Which was a fantastic transition, in my opinion.
You're on docks, like a longshoreman kind of like scary thing. You're in a camp, like so cool.
It was great. Like without it actually being based on an IP, it was fantastic. As far as
they just did such a good job.
That was, other than Bloodline 1942, I think that was our next best run through.
Yeah, that was really cool. I mean,
Mesmer I liked a lot too.
There were like lots of fun haunts. Look, do you think that we're a little bit jaded that we didn't get so scared or on things? Like,
I thought I would be more scared of the houses, and I definitely feel like I was more scared in the scare zones. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't feel like the haunts in the houses were all that bad.
No, I was definitely more scared at some stuff in Orlando than here.
And I'll say this, like, I felt like they were all a little bit formulaic in the terms of, like, you know how you're always like, go to Universal, you'll see how they structure their houses, you know what to look for, and it won't be as scary. 1 or 2 houses at Knott's, and like, I immediately knew, go in, 2 steps to the right, person sitting there. Like, it was, like, very similar.
And we do have to say, the one criticism we will say of Knott's that was an unfortunate criticism.
Giant criticism.
Is after about 9:30?
Yeah, I would say once you hit about 10 o'clock.
There was a huge plunge in the house experiences.
I feel like it might have been a low capacity night.
And they sent a lot of people home. But, like, one of the houses we did at like 10:30, I literally started counting how many actors were in there. And until we got to the last scene of like a 6-minute walkthrough, we had seen 10 live people.
Yeah.
Including some of them that were just sitting in the corner when you walked by would just like raise an arm.
Right.
Like the drop off was severe.
We went and got a drink at the bar, and then in behind us walked Mike Carlson. We're both big Podcast The Ride fans. And Mike Carlson came, and we hadn't met him before, and we hung out with Mike Carlson.
We did like 4 or 5 houses with him. Most of the scary zones. Yeah, it was super
really
fun.
Really awesome.
A nice surprise. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. Like he got us. I definitely would not have gone into the Elvira Museum.
No, but that was cool.
Yeah.
He was like, "Come on, there's no way. Just keep coming."
Yeah, it's an Elvira show.
It was cool.
Which was also really like something neat that I think that they do at Knott's. Like
they pay tribute to the legacy a bit more.
Yeah, they had like they had live music, and they do have live shows that we didn't see because there's only just so much time.
Yeah.
But Mike steered us towards the Elvira thing.
Yeah.
So
it was cool.
Yeah, we got to see Elvira stuff, and we got a free dinner.
With our ticket,
well, not free dinner. We paid for the
Yeah, but honestly, we've compared the prices to like Horror Nights, and like it's a very good deal for what you're getting. And the food was good. What we had was great.
Oh my God. If anybody hasn't gone yet, we got the Euro tots.
It's like, loaded tots with like Euro toppings on them.
And like
feta.
Spicy dill tzatziki.
That beat pizza fries out of the park.
Oh, really?
I'll just say,
wow.
pizza fries does not compare to that.
Wow. It hit the spot in ways that the spot hadn't been hit like at a park in a while.
We just like needed that in that moment. It was and they gave us that giant cup of ice water, and we were just both like, "Oh, this is so good." Yeah.
It was so good.
It was really good.
And also, like, I liked my boysenberry beer.
Your boysenberry beer was good. I had the
pumpkin
ale. It was a lot.
What did I think it tasted like? It tasted weird to me.
It was kind of syrupy. I didn't hate it, but it was okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd order it again.
All in all,
it was a great night.
So let me ask you this. Will Knott be in your spooky season rotation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely do it again. I don't know if I would do it multiple nights in a season, but I would do it again. Yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well,
that's maybe a one and done.
The biggest strike against Knott's is that it's an hour away.
From you, yes. From me, it's like 30 minutes, but yeah.
I know, but like...
It's more of a commitment to get there than Hollywood is. Yeah.
Yes, it's not something that you can just dip out to.
Yeah.
But like, God, like in Orlando, I crawled back to the hotel. Like that's how I felt like I was crawling back the 101 up to my house. So I was just like...
And we left before it closed and stuff because we just had done everything a few times and we're like, good.
Yeah.
But
being over 40 and hitting the haunts until 2 a.m. I think hits different. And then, of course, rallying and taking care of our kids like immediately.
The next morning, you gotta be ready to go.
Totally awake, totally
I
fine.
think Bowie jumped on me at like 6 a.m. It was like, go.
Yeah. Yeah. We were definitely feeling it.
But maybe we'll do another haunt or two this year. We'll see. We definitely want to go back to Hollywood Horror Nights.
We have to.
We have that pass.
We have the pass.
Yeah.
I have to go back.
We will. Well, let's get another drink.
You want to get another drink?
Yeah, we got to finish these up.
Real quick, what'd you think? What was that last one? I don't even know. They're all blending fucking together.
I seriously don't think I would drink that again.
No.
I think I said 1.75, and I think I'm sticking with it.
One to me is like garbage territory.
Yeah, I really didn't like it.
Like pour it down the drain, get it out of my life. I don't
it's
feel
not
that
the
strongly.
It's not the light bulb at Universal Studios, but
there's almost no drinks that we've had that I've hated here as much as I've hated
the light bulb.
Some of those HHN drinks.
They were disgusting. Sign up for our Patreon to hear our reviews of those.
Yes, please. I'll give it a 2.5.
All right, fine. I'll be nice and give it a 2.
Okay, that's fair. All right, we're gonna get another drink and we'll be right back. Ooh.
All right, last one of the...
last one of the night. What do we got? We got a little coupe. Another little coupe. A lot of coupes on this
venture.
Yeah.
There's a lot of coupe on the Grog Log.
Coupes on the Grog Log. I don't know what that's all about. Daiquiris. I guess a daiquiri. Is it daiquiri, Tiki?
Daiquiri. Yep.
Yeah, daiquiri. So we've got Dawn's Daiquiri. It's a coupe. It's yellow. It's Powerade. It's, I don't know.
Got a lime wedge that is suspiciously thick today.
Is it thick?
It's a thick boy.
THICC?
Yeah, it's a thick boy.
Thick boy. Okay. Cheers to the thick boys.
Cheers to the thick boys. Oh, I like that.
Oh, I hate that.
Really? Look at your face compared to mine. I'm like, ding.
Yeah. I don't hate it. It's
Oh, I love that.
I think it's like very sour, which
it's
is
very
fine.
citrusy.
I think it just caught me off guard for a second.
Well, we've had a lot of sweeties. I like it.
I don't know. Here
right,
we go.
let's hear
Drink
it.
number 2.
All right, Don's Daiquiri. Guy's faces, medium fucked up.
Medium fuck.
We've got fresh lime juice, honey mix, and light Puerto Rican rum. Shake like hell with ice cubes and strain into saucer champagne glass.
Did somebody say hell?
Hey, craving gory.
Shake like here.
Oh. From Down the Beachcomber, Honolulu, Hawaii, circa 1950.
I don't know. It's fine. It's fine.
I like it. This is a 4 to me.
It's a 2.95 to me. It's right on the cups. I don't think I want to order it again. There's other daiquiris that I like more than this. Certainly the one that we had last week with Sheer.
I like that one better.
I like the Gold Cup, which was supposed to be bad. That one to me had like more like going on.
Yeah, it was more layered.
That one gets my Shrek stamp of approval for being layered like an onion.
Like an onion. Okay, here's
All
my
right.
question for you to wrap this episode up.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about this when we were in Florida, but if there's IPs that you would love to see at Horror Nights that either you haven't seen or maybe you don't know they've done before or it's been a while or whatever, what would you want to see? Intellectual properties for
Okay.
everybody else.
This is going to sound like a cop-out answer.
Okay?
I'm done with IP.
Because originals are better, baby.
I just think save the money, stop doing IP. We don't have to be like, hey, this is just like a movie. Like, I don't need that. I don't need that in my haunted houses.
Because there's been very few that have like lived up to the hype. Yeah.
Like, I think that Ghostbusters, for what it was very good. Like
In Orlando.
In Orlando, it did the trick. I felt like I was in a Ghostbusters movie. I liked the little s'mores guy. I mean, the little
love
marshmallow
them,
man.
Yeah.
I liked that. There were things I liked. I don't know. Like, do I need it? I don't know.
Or is there like a theme? Maybe even not an IP. Is there a theme you would like to see
Right.
in an original?
Cabin in the Woods type of campy, like.
That's the one.
Slashers are like very fun to me. Like, I really do like that trope, and
Yeah.
I think that that's really fun. Like,
Yeah.
um,
Cabin in the Woods is the one. I think they did it in like 2014
they
in
did it.
Orlando, and that's the one that I was like, I wish I saw that because I liked that movie because it was the perfect combination of silliness and also a little spoopy.
Yeah,
And like, I wish I would have seen it, and people loved it. So
but I like that trope.
you did say it well in our Orlando episode that you kind of feel like you reached your epicenter of what you like the best as being like a little spooky but like a little funny and like just a fun story.
That's what I like. Something
Yeah.
like a story
and I
that
feel the same.
a story that I can follow that is
Yeah.
like easily understandable.
Do you know what I want to see?
What we do in the shadows?
Of course, that's my white whale for Horror Nights.
Right.
100% absolutely what we do in the shadows. But I have another spookier one. I want to see a fucking alien, baby.
Oh yeah, it's really funny. I was gonna say like aliens or like extraterrestrial would be like.
And they did like Alien versus Predator a few years ago, but like I want a legit original Aliens house.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing about aliens, and the reason I think that it would work, is that it doesn't all have to be animatronic puppetry or whatever. Like that's what Quiet Place was.
Which made it fall short because
Yeah.
puppets were the antagonists, and then just the humans were just not scaring you. They were just there.
Right.
So it was very one note in that sense. I think aliens could do a better combination of that,
Totally.
essentially.
I totally agree. Aliens, I think, would be great.
If we were going with IPs, I am struggling with recent horror movies that I would think would make like a good haunted house. What about Jaws? That'd be kind of epic if they could pull it off.
I feel like it would be very much like that SNL knock knock, and it's a shark.
Yeah. But if they could pull it off, well, I feel like it would be really cool. Knott's, when I went in 2019, had like an underwater one that was very effective where they did like a fog
Right.
below your waist and then a laser above it so you couldn't see underneath. And it
Oh,
gave
that's
like a
cool.
wave effect. And it was very scary.
Okay, this is weird. Okay, so like Knott's did that 1920s hotel,
Yeah.
but like modern day, there's like that like shitty hotel downtown,
The Cecil
the
Hotel.
Cecil Hotel, a Cecil Hotel, like a modern day version, like where it's not so like old timey and where
Kind of like the American Horror Story, the original one with Lady Gaga, where she was like the vampiress or whatever.
Yeah.
What was that? Hotel. American
Right.
Horror Story Hotel. Because that was loosely based off of
Right.
some of the stuff that happened at Cecil Hotel. That'd be cool.
What about some sort of lab where they like mutate animals into humans? Would be very weird, you know.
Like the Island of Dr. Monroe.
Yeah.
That movie freaked me out so badly as a young youth.
Yeah.
So I would be very scared of that. Yeah.
Like that would be weird. Like, you know, like the Fly house, you know. Or,
Oh, The Fly would be good. That's a
Yeah.
good suggestion. Okay.
but like something like that, but like a take on that.
Yeah.
I just don't think like I need the weekend house anymore. Like
The first one was better. I don't hate this one, and I do want to see it again.
I do want to see it again. It's really cool that they used it as a set for.
Yeah, the music video.
Am I gonna get fucking McNuggets? Is it a McNugget?
Yes, you
night?
are going to get McNuggets. Wait, when is our 50th episode?
Our 50th episode. We're on 32 now.
Okay.
No, we're on 33 now.
So in like 4 months.
I know. I might want to do this earlier than later because like I cannot keep doing this to my body anymore. And
Well, that could be your cheat day.
But Gabriel said it ruined him for 6
6 weeks?
Yeah.
Having 50 chicken nuggets?
Yeah, it ruined him. Should I just do it tonight?
No, I'm not doing it with you tonight. I have to go to sleep. I got to work in the morning.
All right. Well,
To wrap up, we love haunts.
we love haunts.
We're haunt people now.
We're haunt people now. But,
Maybe we
but
do
what are we
some
gonna
other ones.
What are we gonna do when it's November? How are we gonna survive? How are we gonna exist as people?
We had a lot of topics before this. We can make it back. We'll be okay.
No, but I don't know what I'm gonna do in my life without.
Oh, we'll have a lot more free time.
I'm gonna have to try to fabricate like
The dopamine
ex-
that Horror Nights gives you.
Yeah, excitement for
Yeah.
Grinchmas. When I was at Costco this weekend and they already had Christmas stuff out and everything.
Yeah, it made me sad.
it
when I
bummed
sent
me
you
out.
from Home Depot earlier too, when I went to pick up something this week, and I was like, "Why is it all Christmas shit already?"
But I did love that minion.
I need that minion in my life.
I need to know what it sings.
It didn't work. Like I tried multiple times to press the button. I tried to cover up the sensor and like reset it. It didn't work.
Should we just go to Home Depot now?
Let's do it.
All right. We're gonna finish our drinks.
And then I'll post that I got divorced later this evening.
like us in handcuffs at
At Home Depot
Home
running
Depot.
away with Bob the Minion. Oh my God, that might be worth it. We're just holding each hand of his and running out of the store.
All right. We're gonna go finish our drink. We're gonna go steal Bob the Minion from Home Depot.
His eyes blink. It's cool. It's a literal animatronic. I couldn't
Yeah.
say that word.
$200 Minions house.
Evil minions.
Evil Minions.
Okay.
I would like that. But they wouldn't ever like do
They
it.
won't do that. Yeah.
They would never do it like justice. But here's the thing: they could make a fake cartoon show,
Sure.
a fake cartoon that takes over. And,
Yeah.
like, that'd be kind of fun.
That would be cool if they did like a noir like cartoon house.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Roger Rabbit.
no, yeah, ish, or like the Grimoire, like how there was that black and white
Oh,
area.
the black. Yes.
But like color, but like a comic book, but like that one-dimensional thing as opposed to like
oh yeah,
that'd be kinda
like
cool.
A spooky comic book house would be.
that'd be
fun.
really cool.
Like that's what you like. That's all it needs to be. Like
Yeah.
spooky comic book house. Anyway.
All right, we're done.
All right. Do you have? Have you ever been to Knott's? Have you ever been
To Not Scary Farm.
Not Scary Farm? Let us know. DM us on Instagram. It's at MyTimeThePodcast.
You could email us at mytimethepodcast@gmail.com or call us at
559-WE-DRUNK, which is 559-933-7865.
and we would really love it if you would leave us a 5-star review on Apple iTunes or Spotify or wherever you're listening to this.
Yeah,
That means a lot
please.
to us, please.
Just do it.
Or send us a cheers on any of those avenues.
Till next time, friends. Piggies. My partner's in
Our little
Grog.
piggies. Kisses to you.
Yes, kisses. All right. So
With that blender sound.
yes. So for my partner in Grog, Gory.
And my best friend, Grave.
You sounded hesitant about
I just had to remember it was Grave and not Dave, to be honest.
All right, that's our show. All right, sing mahalo.
Aloha.
No, mahalo.
Mahalo.
Bye.
What do I normally? Oh, I say mahalo. Shit.
Bye.
Leave that in.
Okay, we do have to sober up a little bit before we leave. Bye.